Oh, I see him. Sorry, Shahid, I just messaged you. I didn't notice you're already up here.
Hey, Zach.
Oh, we have a very big echo from your side.
Oh, give me a moment. Is it better now?
Yeah, I think that's better.
Okay, super. Carrie's just running the YouTube stream, so we'll give it just a few moments.
I even got a message from Steve. His connection's a little messed up. He needs a minute or two.
Cool. If it's okay, everyone, we'll just give it a few moments. We'll wait for everyone to get ready. I'm just hand-holding Carrie through the first streaming session. She's going to be running for the AMA session today. So yeah, we've been doing a bit of a tutorial stream setup on her side. So we'll give it just a moment, just making sure everything's coming through live. Okay.
Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, I hear you. Not as loud, but I do hear you.
Have we got Steve? We got everyone? Dog Lord? Benji?
Yeah, Doglord's here. Oh, there comes the echo again. Oh no, it's gone now. Okay. We're just waiting for Steve. I think he just needs a minute. I think Benji's connecting as well. By the way, I gotta say, Bezoge video That's some slick graphic work over there. I like that. The green Bezogi. Hey Benji, can you hear me?
Oh yeah. No, I think it's working. Is my sound okay?
And we've got Shahid back on. Message Steve one time to see if he's still experiencing any connection issues. Else we'll start. Okay.
Cool. And I'm back on the phone now, so there should be no echo.
Yeah, it sounds right now. Yep. I think we should start. I think Steve's eventually gonna pop up anyway, but I think we should start.
He's here.
Is that you?
It's Paulo. Steve is here. I'm just adding him as a host.
Oh, okay, perfect. Sounds good. So, guys, you guys want to start with the giveaway this week? You guys want to start with the 100 billion Bezoge giveaway?
Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah, I'll go ahead. So we ran. So just a quick update. We ran our Bezoge 100 billion Bezoge giveaway from April 12th to April 17, 1 p.m. UTC. And just a quick stat, we did have 467 comments, 517 retweets, 576 likes, and 467 valid entries. So we use twitterpicker.com to choose a winner. And just to announce something real quick, so we'll run another giveaway tomorrow, April 19, 1 p.m. UTC until April 24 UTC. So for you guys to join, you just have to wait for our announcement post to be posted at 1 p.m. UTC tomorrow on our official Bezoge Twitter account at Bezoge. So just have to like, retweet, comment, and tag 3 friends and follow at Bezoge. So without further ado, let's announce the winner. Drum roll, please.
Oh, 1 second. Let's get. Where's the drum roll? Anyone got a drum roll?
Oh yeah, here you go.
There we go.
And the winner is at Gabbel85788151. So congratulations, Gabbel. You just won 100 billion Bezoge.
Congratulations, Captain.
So wait for a message from our official Twitter account at Bezoge, and we'll validate your entry. So back to you guys.
Fantastic, man. Congratulations to the winner. And guys, it's as easy as just retweeting, liking, and tagging the tweet, and you'll be entered into the competition for the next giveaway. So it starts tomorrow on April 19th. It'll go on for 6 days. So don't miss the chance to just, spread the awareness as well as win 100 billion Bezoge by doing so.
Cool. Should we kick off with development, Benji?
Yeah, sure.
Good man.
So, for the game from last week's update, we've added groups of enemies on the map that spawn with like custom groups, and so they interact with each other. So if you attack one, the other will attack you. and they will have they have like a patrolling path, so they can go from one place to another. That can be defined. So right now we've just added it for testing, but it will become very important when we will add the new map. Like there was a huge rework on the neutral land, and that is coming soon. And there will be like every place will look much more unique in this land. Like every location will not like there won't be too much repetition on the map, and so in this place we'll have like a lot of custom like villages of enemies, camps, etc. And in this context, it will be like super important to have like these groups of enemies, and we've been able to test it last week for the alpha. So that's really good. We've also done some like minor improvements on the camera, like some like it's possible now to adjust the mouse sensitivity, and there will be like a lot of improvements we'll do like for that in the future also. Right now we're working for the future updates on the bow and arrow. So this is in development. There's still a bit to do to make it really good, and still some mechanics to code, but that's something we're working on. There will also be like interactable objects on the map. So, for instance, like health pools. So basically, you can places where you can regen your health during the game, or you can get some boosts of your attributes. And also, like these mechanics will also be used for stuff like consumables in the future once we have potions, etc. So that won't be right away, but like we're preparing a lot of features that are very easy to generalize to other aspects of the game. So once we have like a more complex inventory management system, all these kind of bricks will be in place to make this work. And so there's a lot of progress being done on the code structure.
I have to add one thing though, Benji. I've seen the neutral zone and the update.
Yeah,
and I love the way you say it in an engineering or development point, but to the community, like where you had Bullish and the areas around Bullish were pretty flat lands. Everything around Bullish is revamped. I've seen it. I think one lucky holder did get a snapshot of it. I'm not going to take his name, but you guys are going to be super impressed with the updated neutral zone. It's unique from every aspect. The color of the trees in different sections of it. So everything around Bullish now is entertaining and engaging. No area looks the same anymore. Look forward to actually showing you guys some leaks soon about that. But yeah, go ahead, Benji. Go ahead.
Yeah, sure. Like, it's absolutely amazing. It looks way better to what we had before. It's the grass is really good. Like there's everything that is like it will be a completely new experience, and it will be much better in every aspect.
So, but Benji, a quick question. It looked amazing for me. It looked almost like a brand new game in many ways. How long before we think we can introduce it into alpha or the streaming sessions? Because it almost looked ready for me.
Yeah, there's still quite. I think there's still a few things to be added. I think in the first we might bring a couple of elements of the new map to the old one just to kind of test them. Test new like code features and that we can like transpose back. But like the real new version should come in a couple of weeks. So it won't be that this update this week. Could be the next, could be the one after. But it should be soon. It should be like maybe 2 or 3 weeks, I think. Just to be sure that we have time to make it. But like it looks really good. There are like a few things to tweak before we can really be like fully happy with the result. But like it's like all the basis of it is done. We just need to make sure that everything fits well together and that we added all the elements that are needed on it to make it as good as we want it to be.
But we could release at least an overall rendering or a snapshot of it, so the community can also see before they play it in alpha.
Sure. That we can. I think we will show some videos.
I was preparing a leak already. So the plan was to leak it shortly into the AMA or in a few hours this evening. But it is definitely being worked on as we speak. Sorry.
Yes.
Do you want to drop any hints on the teleportation areas? Because I can see that there's a drastic change over there.
I actually, before you mentioned, I thought it was the London Eye when I saw it first. I was like, Benji, like he's put some landmarks in the game and actually teleportation.
To me, it looked like a Statue of Liberty or something.
Like there's like places like we kind of remade a bit like the way the portals will look to different areas. So it will like also like the structure of the map will be completely different, but like basically the portals will be like out in the open, so it will be cool. So you'll be able to see from far away which portals are open, and it will be like they will have some cool effects, etc. So that will make it really. I think it will make it really cool.
I see. Well, I'm looking forward to the drop to the community during or after this AMA. There's been a big question, Benji, and some commitments on weapons. What's going on with
weapons? Then there's some like we have like lots of weapons that have been created. Like lots of. I mean, we have like more or less all the weapons we have for start have been designed. Like some are like being modeled right now. Like lots of them have already been done, and we're always like tweaking them a little bit, like improving them. But they already look really good. Right now we're working on the models of the other pieces of equipment, like the armors, etc. But like the weapons themselves, we will add them once. Like what basically what we the system, like almost like everything is ready for publishing them. The only thing we're kind of waiting for really adding a lot of weapons in the game is to have like some first version of minting, some like mostly like the inventory side of the game that will be on the server, because we don't really want to make it like a local version first and then move to synchronized version later. So we kind of so what we kind of doing is like we need like a couple of like small things on the back end that will allow us to release like plenty of things. Like once we'll have this, which we'll have like probably in 1 or 2 weeks, by the end of in really soon, like we'll have like once we have like the full back end finished, then we'll be able to have like a leaderboard very quickly on this like an inventory that is more complex. We'll add like lots of things to the inventory, like the armors, lots of new weapons, some really cool things about the weapons, and all these things will come very soon once we have that.
Well, but as far as the leaks go, Shahid, I think we have some weapon leaks as well today.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Sorry, there was a noise in the background that confirmed that. So, yeah, I guess everyone can look forward to seeing some of the weapons.
Yeah, we've got the, again, video content being worked on, so due to be released, if not in this AMA session, very shortly after. But the weapons look amazing, so can't wait to share that with everyone.
So we're going to be able to see that today, right? We're going to be able to show that to the community today, the weapons and the new neutral zone?
Yes. Both links are going to be shared. Like I say, resources are working on them as we speak.
Cool. So if you guys feel like it's a bit delayed, just to tag me and I'll send you Shahid's DM on Telegram and you can bomb him with the questions.
Thank you.
Okay? Just messing. Okay. Well, and when is the next alpha update coming in?
Next alpha will be like last week, will be on Friday at 10 p.m. EST. So we'll have like a regular update, and we'll see what we can get into the game by then. There's like a lot of features we're adding, but like we'll see what will actually be in the update itself. But like it should be a cool one. And yeah, like also like for the developments. So yeah, as I said before, like for the armor, like the weapons, like there's still a bit of tweaking, a little bit of finishing up, but it's progressing very fast. Like our teams are doing an amazing job for like the design, like both like the 2D design, the 3D design. They are like all working super efficiently right now. We have someone to do the animations that will start on Wednesday, and someone for like a backend game dev who's starting tomorrow, and like he has a lot of experience, and so he's been doing this for like 10 years, so he's really good. So the team is like constantly progressing, and yeah, it's really great to see.
Cool, man. So as features get more stable, maybe we can start adding it to the alpha, basically, right?
For sure. There's like lots of things that are in preparation. There's like a few like kind of key steps to really add like lots of stuff, but there is plenty of things that are in preparation.
Sounds good, Benji. Any other further updates?
I think I would probably just add, Zach, Benji, that a lot of the updates that don't often get seen visually, they're all in tune with everything toward beta. So once we have obviously a rental mechanism, a lot of the features that everyone's waiting for in the next phase of the game development. So there's a lot of hidden work that goes often unnoted, but all that complex logic, blockchain code that needs to be worked on, audited. So all of that setup is also being done alongside a lot of the visual updates that everyone is seeing. So just wanted to add.
No, I completely understand it. But what's happened is over the last week, I've been spending more time in some of the community spaces. I've been receiving a lot of DMs. So I just kind of want to bridge that gap, because what also happens is sometimes the community likes to see progress. So since hundreds of weapons have been developed, the whole neutral zone has been revamped, I'm speaking for the community today. The guys, at least we should leak it out there. At least we should show it visually, because a picture, or what did they say? They say a picture speaks 1,000 words. Am I getting that right? And I think generally for the community itself, it's good that they do see what's cooking on in the background. We know that there's tons of developers and people consistently working on the project. But it's always nice to share, guys, right, Benji?
Sure, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, and one thing I'd add, Zach, is we definitely don't hold things for long. Once we see some amazing piece of work from the team, it's often a case of we just want to get it into a production-ready format, and then get it ready to share across all channels. So often it'll be a case of we see a constant flow of content that the team are working on, and sometimes it's test, it's figuring out things, it's getting an opinion from the team in terms of different options we might want to go down. So literally, or often it's a case of when we see things that are really almost ready to go, I always want to share those pieces straight away. So today we've got quite a few pieces to share with you all.
I'm really looking forward to it. As like I said, speaking on the community's behalf, like everyone's eagerly waiting. So definitely looking forward to the updated world as well as the weapons. So everyone can kind of, get a glimpse of that today. That would be awesome, man. That's something that I think the community well deserves to also see.
For sure.
Completely.
Awesome. Any more updates? Further updates, Benji?
For the development, I think that's pretty much it.
All right, sounds good. Shahid, anything else to add on that?
Development, I think otherwise we're good. Yeah, as soon as we get an update on the streamer build, I'll share that with the guys in the community. And I always try and push Benji behind the scenes to get upgrades and updates in the alpha as soon as possible. So on behalf of the community, I'll push Benji to kind of get some updates quicker.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah, I'll be DMing you, Benji.
Leaks today, visuals today. Let's put out some of this hard work so that everyone can see today. That sounds good. So I'm gonna step in now, and I have 3 very important updates. Well, 2 updates and 1 announcement actually. So first, I'm just gonna start with the theatrical trailer. So as we had informed majority of the community, the rendering and the team that was building our theatrical trailer was based out of Ukraine. And unfortunately, because of the war, a lot of our work was delayed. Now, there was generally a fear that we don't know how long this delay would be. But the great news and some of the best news was that 3 or 4 days ago, we started seeing progress on the rendering. So it's actually becoming close to a reality. I think maybe Steve can step in and update us, but I have a feeling, and Steve, correct me if I'm wrong, but 100% the theatrical trailer would be dropping this week.
I'd echo that, Zach, for sure.
Yeah, I saw it, and it was, I think, at least 80% done.
Yeah,
and that was yesterday.
I mean, I'd go as far as saying we were prepared for activation from Friday. So we had been, hopeful that maybe it drops Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Regardless, we were ready for activation to share with the community. But yeah, the version we saw was almost ready, but not complete. We are expecting it maybe at midnight tonight. The moment it lands, we'll cut up the relevant slices, add in our relevant call to actions and intros, and then we'll be pushing that out immediately. There'll be no delay.
So allow me to just engage you a bit more. Again, this is from the community, but if you could kindly share a bit about... Hello?
Hey, sorry, I couldn't speak there. It wasn't working, but it's working now.
You're good.
I'm good.
Hey, Jeff Bezos. How you doing?
I'm good. I've been here the whole time. I was trying to speak a minute ago and it wouldn't let me. But basically, yeah, I think what they were. I can echo what Zach and Shahid were saying, that I've been promised that we'll have the trailer. Actually, we'll have the final render. I was told 6 to 9 hours about 6 hours ago. So I'm expecting maybe even during this AMA that I'll receive it. Now that doesn't mean that we're going to drop it instantly. We have a couple of edits we need to make, but it should be pretty much ready to go.
Sounds good. Shahid, if I could engage you a bit further, being in the community spaces, receiving DMs, as far as the trailer and its activation, right? What the community would love to hear is a little more detail on how the activation will be processed, right? Whether it's YouTube, a bit of targeting. I mean, you know all the technical stuff here. So if you could kind of share a little bit with the community how we plan to, I don't even know the right word for it, but activate this trailer and which it would go to, what keywords, what audiences are being targeted. Just a little bit of detail on that.
Of course. So there'd be normally what we'd call an activation campaign. Now, with an activation campaign, it basically means we're switching on. We'd switch on a number of different channels. Channels may be Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, as well as paid search and organic, but primarily we'll activate on YouTube. We have defined audiences or lists that we're targeting that are focused around typical themes. And a theme you might think of as a keyword theme might be metaverse, NFT game, play and earn, crypto token, gaming coin, tokenomics. So if you think of these different keyword themes, you'll have different ad campaigns that you'd run and target against these themes. And typically we would activate towards our primary target audience. We'd then measure in terms of performance and then adjust the budgets based on where we see maximum engagement. And we'd layer up the activation. So we'd primarily start with YouTube and then slice up as much as we can, get snippets out on Twitter and so on and so forth across all other channels. So that's a bit of a glimpse into what an activation campaign might look like. But a lot of it's there's allocated budget, as you can imagine, behind the trailer. And one of the questions asked by the community actually was, how do we plan to get towards 1 million players within a 12-month period? So a lot of our marketing budget reflects that growth that we want to achieve in terms of that 1 million player in terms of daily actives. So as you can imagine, there would be a player acquisition cost that we can afford in order to drive awareness and bring in those new players and get them converted as either players on the playing side or owners on the NFT rental side. So we have a growth plan and a marketing budget that reflects our numbers that we'd like to achieve within the, ideally by the end of this year.
Awesome. Amazing. And one more question on the audience. Initially, when you start the activation, are you targeting crypto relevant audiences or also non-crypto relevant audiences?
It's going to be a mixture. It will be primarily, I mean, if I'm not going to give the exact percentages, but I mean, let's kind of split it into thirds. So a third would be crypto, a third would be gaming, and a third might be other.
Got it. Well, thanks for that, Shahid. Okay.
We'd adjust based on where we see maximum engagement in terms of those audiences or profiles.
Sounds good. Okay, another major update I wanted to give the community was on the influencer. I've seen that there's been a lot of meetings, a lot of team meetings between the teams of the influencer and ours take place last week. So I would like to safely assume that the influencer announcement could be made next week. We could even make it in the next AMA. Or we could even maybe invite the influencer into a certain session. Well, depends on the timings.
Yeah, and I think that's what we're working towards. So we'd like, obviously, a bit like a normal announcement. We'd like it to come from the influencer first, and then we'll ride that wave and echo everything about the campaign. It'd be amazing if we could get the influencer on the session for the AMA. As you can imagine, with multiple time zones, it can be sometimes a little bit difficult to coordinate. But yeah, watch this space in the next 7 to 10 days. There will be some further news and I think a little bit more formal, officially announcing our partnership and giving many, many more details in terms of what's to come.
Yeah, that's what I was mentioning, because I noticed that majority of the meetings were taking place later in the day. So that's why I was not very sure if we would have them on our AMA at the usual time, or if we'd be reworking a separate time to host the AMA in a different time slot next week. That's why I was just asking that if we are expecting to actually have that, having the influencer in our space
I reckon we might have to mix it up a little, because I think we've got maybe a special ad hoc session for Sunday, have we not, Zach?
That's under well, I'm ready for that. I think it's a fantastic idea to move the session, or at least try out something on Sunday. I think it would bring a lot more engagement into our spaces. I think a lot of people would enjoy getting up on a Sunday, joining us in the space, and I really want to hit that 500 target so we can give away the origin block. And
sure.
our AMAs are like right at like Monday morning. Like people literally wake up, and it's the worst time of the week because it's Monday morning. You have to get to work. You know,
sure.
you've been late on the weekends.
Well, I think actually, a couple of things. So Sunday, we'd like to do maybe a special in-view video doxing session, maybe of the team. So that would be all of us. A very special session. You get to see the whole team of Bezoge, from developer to myself to Jeff to Dog Lord. Everyone's
in there. So thanks for the intro. Yeah, so that's another thing. We heard the community, and we were planning something, and there's going to be a little bit of a build up this week. We're going to be having a proper team AMA, maybe a separate session where we're going to be hosting like a video chat. Some of you guys had already noticed that our LinkedIn page had gone up, and Dog Lord Nick had posted pictures of our game development office and studio in China to show you guys the number of people that are operating and working. So we're planning to do it properly, because a lot of the community came back and they were like, hey guys, doxing is quite a big deal in crypto. So we decided already that we're going to do a little bit of a build up. We're going to do maybe a video session. We're going to be building more onto our LinkedIn page. Currently, LinkedIn Bezoge Earth is just something that was put together just to create some foundations. I'll be adding more content into it. And we're going to be hosting a proper meet and greet kind of session with the team. We're just deciding which platform to use. And we're going to build up this week to it. Either it's going to be the AMA next week, which would be hosted like as a video session, or maybe it will be a special plan session where we'll do like meet and greet, where the team will come, people will see us, a lot of people recognize us already. We're going to be officially promoting our LinkedIn as well, so we can get more and more people to start following our page. And we're going to start updating it with more and more of our key team members. In the China office, though, however, majority of our devs, they don't really use LinkedIn. So we're going to be setting up some accounts, and we're going to be adding it along the process. So that was a big announcement that I wanted to make to you guys, that we're going to be doing a full doxing instead of like these hints and links and, people spreading or sharing the information. But I would welcome everyone, whoever is on LinkedIn, whether you're in the AMA right now or you're going to be listening to the recap, to please visit the Bezoge Earth page on LinkedIn. Follow us, like us, comment, so we can start creating a more professional ecosystem and start showing off a good crypto tech culture that we've built within our company in many ways. So that's one thing I wanted to let you guys know. And I hope you're about as excited about it as I am. Definitely going to be visiting the barbershop before that session.
Me too.
Yeah?
Me too.
I think everyone.
All right. Okay, sounds good. So generally that was the three things I wanted to kind of point out. The theatrical trailer, thank God there's good progress on it. We do see now that it's a reality. We can't wait to share it with you guys. The doxing, obviously, I think we definitely want to make it an event. We want to gain investor confidence, hodler confidence, and also show off a very good professional tech culture that we've built within the team and the power of our team. And the influencer, where I think majority of the work is now finalized, and see how we can maybe bring in on a special session or at least make an announcement by next week's AMA for you guys. So that's it from me. That's it from my side.
Thank you, Zach. Yeah, I would just add 2 echoes. So on the trailer, everything's ready for activation. We've prepared our start, our end screens. We'll do a few more slices the minute it lands. The team resources are ready regardless of the time that it arrives. So whether it's 12 or 1, the minute it comes, we will start working on it and get that ready for publish. We've also got some of our media arms ready in terms of activation as well. So they're all prepared with our formal announcement of the theatrical trailer. So everything's ready to switch on. We just need the trailer to land. So I'm one of many that's I've been waiting to share it with you all. So I'm counting the hours. The second update would be the doxing and the behind the scenes. In terms of what some of the team do, what we work on, and a great surprise this week will be a behind the scenes on the music production side of things. So we've got an amazing piece of video content for you. Again, it's just being sliced up now. A lot's being sliced up today, actually, Easter Monday. So yeah, slicing up some more video content, getting that ready for publication. That will be late tonight or tomorrow. And that will be the first of the kind of behind the scenes insights into some of the departments, whether it's on the music production side, game development, marketing, community, and so on and so forth. So behind the scenes is to come. The third topic would be the non-fungible games, but I'd let Carrie give an update on that. And a big thank you to Carrie for championing everything, really scheduling so many sessions, rallying everyone together, making sure participation was on point. So for sure, Carrie can share a lot more information. Behind the scenes last week, I was working quite a bit, as Zach mentioned, on the influencer campaign. So kind of getting those final elements in place, kind of finalizing that activation in terms of what it looks like for us. And as you can imagine, when we're dealing across multiple time zones, yeah, sometimes there are meetings 3 a.m. in the morning that we kind of stay up for the night and just kind of work through and soldier it through. So some interesting meetings, definitely looking forward to sharing and really just getting everything ready. And to help with the influencer campaign, we're also looking at additional recruitment within the marketing team. So we've had some really great conversations with, I think, a super addition to the team. Hopefully, we're looking to close that today or tomorrow. And that's really specific to help us become faster and really give us a bit of focus in some of the big activations that we want to work on. And a continuation onto that, we're also reaching out, as kind of mentioned, to YouTubers, a lot of different influencers on different levels. Again, both in gaming, play and earn, earn money on the side. So a lot of different themes, maybe even some affiliate themes if you think about it. But yeah, a lot of different segments, target audiences, because Legends of Bezogia will provide many different opportunities for many different people, whether you're a gamer or whether you just want to earn some auxiliary income. And there are many people looking at different angles, and we want to make sure that we get as wide a coverage as possible. So as part of the outreach, we've already have a short list of 300 targets that we need to reach out to. So I got that ready just over the weekend, working with Carrie and hopefully our new resource in marketing, and we get a lot of outreach to a lot of these guys. So you should see us everywhere that you can think of that you might subscribe or follow. And there are many different YouTube channels, influencers on Twitter that I follow. I see their content, I understand their audience. I look at whether they're a good fit for us long-term as Legends of Bezogia. And kind of, as we mentioned many times before, we don't want to do one-time hits. So often we need to reach out. We need to figure out what that content engagement would look like, give them access to the game, allow them to prepare their content in a completely non-biased way. And we have enough confidence in our product that the product does the talking for us. When people are exposed to the game for the first time, it's wow, every single time. And every day I look at the developments from Benji, it's wow. Benji, Sam, everyone all over the world. So yeah, a lot going on the outreach side of things for social. Coin Bureau, there are no updates yet from the team. I've chased them several times last week. I know they're extremely busy. They've got a lot that they've been also working on in preparation for the event. I'll be chasing them up again as soon as I've got confirmation on that. I'll share that with you all. But we will be looking at a sponsorship opportunity if it's available, and in-person attendance as well. And then, as I mentioned earlier, sorry.
Shahid, actually, just wanted to cut in there for a sec, right? So basically, the aim now, the commitment now for Bezoge and Legends of Bezogia is to put out more content. And one note that I really wanted to make to the community was, as much as we go through ad hoc spends, we've always believed that the best marketing comes from the community. Because as we put this content out there, you know, we appreciate it when you share it, when you guys promote it as well, when you go ahead and comment on it, because word of mouth marketing is always the best, because it's always the most reputable way. So do that, right? As a community, whenever, now that we're really committing to dropping as much content as possible, so you guys can visualize what we see as well. But also keep in mind that you guys are also part of our marketing, right? Where it makes a big difference when all the content comes out and you guys share it as much as possible. You guys comment on it, like it as much as possible. It makes a big difference, especially word of mouth. People that you know, people that have seen you on social media, some of your friends from back in the day. This all also makes a very big difference. As well as, Shahid, you forgot one thing. And I know we have so many things, but you forgot one thing. Along with the theatrical trailer, we have an article dropping on one of the authorities of crypto news in the industry.
Well, I kind of I almost disguise that as my activation, being ready for theatrical trailer. So as part of activation, we have some news placements, at least some authoritative placements within the crypto space. And coming back to what you mentioned before, Zach, a few moments ago, as part of activation, it's all about we need to increase our reach. We need to attract a much bigger audience. And the audience won't come from crypto alone. It will come from several areas. You know, it will be crypto, it will be gaming, and it will be for non-crypto people. So there's a huge audience of non-crypto people, normal people who watch normal things, and we will be attracting a huge proportion of that audience as well. Because everyone's got different intent based on the audience profile that they're coming from. And that will go across everything we do, whether it's a activation campaign for theatrical trailer. That will probably continue on until we're in full global release. And then we'll look at what we'd call in marketing as retention campaigns. So it's one thing having a player download, launch the game, play the game for a couple of hours and decide, hey, that was cool. In the end, we want to make sure that players are sticky and they love the experience. They keep coming back. So there'll be many retention campaigns sharing stats of earnings or revenue or special enemies and special prizes and what have you, different mechanics that we might be pushing out in game. So there'll be a lot of different push notifications, if you will, whether that's in app from downloading the game on Android to email marketing and what have you. So there'll be a huge retention arm in terms of ensuring that players stay in the game. But actually, I think a lot of the game mechanics does that automatically.
So basically, to summarize, for the basic guys like me, what Shahid is just trying to say is that we have a press release and a news article on a platform which I would say more than 90% of the crypto world follows, which is going to get hundreds and thousands of views. It's also going to feature Legends of Bezogia, as well as our theatrical trailer would be embedded into that article as well. So that's something you guys should look forward to.
And it's not just one article, there should be multiple as well. I believe we've scheduled a few, not just one.
One is approved, one is already written out. We were just waiting to embed the theatrical trailer into it, and it's going to get posted. I mean, it's all done.
I mean, I was ready to switch on Saturday, except I just would have switched on without a trailer, so that wouldn't have been much fun.
Yeah.
So,
but when you guys do the article,
okay, considering the article's about the trailer,
it is. It's about the game, the trailer. The headline is all relevant to it. And once again, when you guys do see it, when you do see the article, you'll see it's from, I would like to say, the top 2 or 3 authorities in crypto news. So please, once again, do go ahead and share it, post it, share it on socials, because our marketing is designed in a way where it pushes out. Maybe there could be some gaps, some Facebook pages that we miss out on. So we really expect, even I would be doing that, but we expect from the community as well, when you do see things like this, that do share it, because it gives us a lot of reputation and it gives us a lot of credibility as well. So as much content as you see, do share as much as you can.
I would definitely add, this is a significant piece of news for us. It's a big piece of work that we've been working on for a while. And as with anything, when we have significant breakthroughs in our game and product, all of that information will be getting it in content form and sharing it out on major publications. And we'd like to think eventually those publications will stem out into mainstream publications. So yeah, outside of crypto, gaming, we want to reach a significant audience. But we will start where we know the audience matters most. And there are a few platforms in the crypto space, as Zach's saying. They're prime audience for all. Pretty much every influencer that covers crypto, gaming, price, action, and what have you will feature one of these news articles 90% of the time, or news outlets.
So like Steve was also saying, that this is not the only article. We've already signed contracts for multiple articles, but I just wanted to mention the one which is going to be a reality. Shahid, correct me if I'm wrong. If we have the trailer tonight, or let's say by tomorrow, the article could be posted this week itself, right?
I'm hoping if we get the trailer tonight, we make all the cuts we need to, and we get this officially published tomorrow. So that's actually the plan that I'm hoping to work towards. I mean, I'm up throughout the night. So as soon as it drops, I'm ready. And our partners where we want to publish, they're also ready. They've been prepared. They're really happy to kind of help us push the content out. So they're being super flexible, amazing people, really, that we're working with on the partner side of things. So yeah, everyone's ready to switch on. And like I say, getting this out to the world, I can't wait. It's a big piece for our marketing activation and player acquisition, actually. So it tells a big story.
Well, let's all support it. When the content's out there. Guys, this week it's going to be a lot of content. You're going to see, like I said, leaks of the new neutral zone, weapons, the theatrical trailer, the press release on, I would call it the number one authority, because that's the one I follow since 5 years now when it comes to crypto. So all this content comes out. We're going to be promoting it. We're going to be organically promoting it. We're going to be paid ads promoting it. Sorry, Shahid, I know it's not the right word, but that's as far as my vocabulary goes. And we'll be community sharing it. So that's going to be something that we expect. And also, as we do the build-up of the team and the doxing of the team, as those little snippets keep coming in, do feel free to share that as well. We'd love to see the maximum number of people be able to meet us in person, greet us in person. It's a long time coming, so we're also very excited that we'll be able to see people as well as they'll be able to see us. And the last thing, just to reiterate, and I don't want to sound repetitive, but do go on the LinkedIn for Bezoge Earth. Do follow it as we start building it more and more to reflect our company culture. We'd appreciate it. Right now, I think we have 100 followers. So it'd be great if we could, get more followers in, get more shares in. Anyone out there with LinkedIn, that would be really good.
Awesome. Cool. Thank you, Zach. Yeah, I don't know. I think that was it on the marketing side of things. As ever, there's continuous work behind the scenes on the website. And just to actually maybe simplify a little bit on the marketing side. So if you think about kind of two mechanisms, one mechanism is called organic. Another mechanism, you could say a 2022 friendlier name, would be biddable. So a lot of different channels that require spend, often you have to bid. Whether you're bidding for impressions or bidding against a keyword, there's bidding logic often involved. With the spend channels or biddable channels, you can often do a lot of different targeting, so you can get much closer to your audience. Whereas with the organic side of things, the traffic is all free, but it's all based on relevance. And that's really where the website comes into play. The more content we have on the website, the more optimized it is, the more accessible I make it to the world. The great tech that we've got working now on Strappy and React. Slowly, day by day, we're just layering in a few more features. Bezogia.com has also been redesigned, so that was all done. We got the final drafts. It was actually yesterday, so I need to go through and do a final few revisions. But work's happening behind the scenes also on Bezogia.com. So we want to get Bezogia.com on also into the new technical platform that we've built, again helping us to become faster and add many more features on both domains, which becomes important for our marketing moving forward, and actually sharing all the great game stuff from Benji.
Thanks for that, man, Shahid. It's really something that the community wants to know and to hear. They do want to understand some of the technicalities. And also, I've realized a lot of the community does give good feedback, whether it's technically sound or whether it's just good ideas which inspire us. So it's good to always detail. And I get a lot of feedback recently, and I jump into some of the community spaces, some of them hosted by Mike, sometimes just, going through different groups in Facebook, Telegram. So I think it's good, and I really appreciate us going in so much detail with the marketing today.
All right,
and giving out so much. Like some of the things are such big deals, but we need to make it so that it is a big deal, because these are things that inspire the community to spread the word.
Completely. I think just to add as well, so I've mentioned many times that we've got this keyword universe. It was 10,000 keywords. It's now 5,876 as of yesterday. So I spent pretty much the whole of last week refining every single keyword, making sure it's finally fully themed. And if we think of this as brand versus non-brand, and this would be other marketing education I'd give to the community. So brand is what we'd consider as Bezoge, Legends of Bezogia, or Zoge, Speed Zoge, our Lure content, all of this good stuff. That's all brand content for us. Because all of the brand content is unique to our game, to our IP, we own most of the rankings and visibility for our own branded content. However, we still need to make sure that our branded content gets found. So we have a branded keyword strategy. We also have a non-brand keyword strategy. So on the non-brand side of things, they might include something just on topic, like NFT game or ETH crypto game. So there might be a keyword theme, and within that theme, you'd have a whole collection of relevant or related keywords. So we're also drafting content to target a lot of those non-brand keyword themes, but that's more that's a medium to long-term play. And that's also an organic play, which comes for free. So once we've got this, we have our content strategy in play on the non-brand side of things. We're crafting that content away, where we'll very slowly but surely start releasing that content. That content starts to rank in Google, the #1 search engine in the world. And as a result, when you start to rank for very relevant keywords, that free organic traffic can be worth millions per keyword. So when you rank across 300 or 400 keyword themes consistently and have a high share of voice on both brand and non-brand, that's sustainable. That's enterprise marketing. So whilst it may not be as quick for some, what we are building is something that's sustainable and that will last for years. That's probably the closing side.
Solid foundations. Love it. I believe, Steve, if you had a few words to add on some other topics, maybe we can move on to Kerry. I can see that we've gone about an hour in this session.
Wow, it's blown by.
Are there any topics specifically that you'd like me to go over?
Since we have just posted the weapon video, all right. Is there something you want to talk about the weapons? Because I just see it just got posted.
Just now.
Yeah, I mean, this is something we discussed last week. We do have the different breeds of the weapons. I maybe give everyone a few seconds just to watch the video and get an idea. But what you can see is there's a lot of the textures, and textures will change. There's different particle effects that we have on different breeds of weapon. And this is basically just one weapon. This is essentially, I believe this is the Great Dagger. So we have different grades of weapons. We have like the Rusty Dagger, the regular dagger, then we have the Forged Dagger, and we go all the way up to the top where it's the Great Dagger. And what we've done from a design perspective and an artwork and concept work perspective is we sort of increase the magic within the weapon, the energy within the weapon as they go up the spectrum. So if you start at Rusty, we have some textures. I think we'll maybe release a few more images and videos throughout the week to highlight this a little bit more. Benji, maybe we can put some more videos together of the new weapons that we were working on specifically today. Sure. But basically, we're seeing as the weapons are made from magical blocks, I think it's fitting that the higher up the spectrum, the higher up the level of weapon, the more magic that is within the weapon itself. So from the beginning, we have like the Rusty Sword. And for example, you'll see like the cracks of the weapon the cracks in the rust maybe have some magic glowing through. So you can tell that there was some magic used to create the weapon, and the color of the breed is there, but it's very subtle. And then as you work your way up towards, for example, the great dagger that we have here, the whole thing is like bright in the magical color. So this has the Zerk Zogian. We think we have the Mint Zogian, the Holy Zogian in this video. And you can really see the entire color of the weapon will change, and it looks very magical, especially with the huge particle effects coming off of it. And that's basically how you'll be able to see the progression of different characters within the game. So if you're to look at, it should be very simple to see other players or enemies in the game, because enemies will have armor and also will have weapons. We'll have a significant amount of different types of enemies, different levels that early players might not be able to beat. But it should be very obvious what level the enemy is or what level the other player is just by looking at the armor it's wearing and what weapon you're wielding, basically based on how much magic is in the weapon. And by magic, I mean sort of the color that is glowing from within. I think once we show some of the early stage weapons, like I just said, during the week, like some of the rusty ones maybe, you'll begin to get an idea of the differences between the basic weapons and then the more powerful weapons up to the top end of the spectrum. But certainly adding the breeds to the weapon gives a whole different feel. And I think this is what I was talking about last week, and it's very hard to explain just in words. I think visually it's a lot easier for people to understand.
Can I ask for some feedback, or can I give some feedback?
You're biased, but you can give some feedback. Yeah.
Does anyone I swear to you, it looks like a high heel on the bottom. Like I keep seeing the high heel. I just love to know from the community: is it me that just sees a high heel at the bottom?
Well, now
the weapon looks amazing.
Say there's a high heel on that weapon.
Okay, I was just, I feel like I need to get verification.
There's no high heel on the weapon.
There is no high heel, yeah, for sure. But yeah, maybe I just see one.
It looks like the East logo to me.
Well, actually, this is just one of many. I think in total we've designed about at least 30 different weapons. And by that I mean with like different types of weapons, and then within each we have different like purity levels. We have the different levels of the weapon from rusty all the way up to the great. Then we have the sort of meme weapons, and then we've now done 4 or 5 entire sets of armor. So going from sort of down from the very basic sort of leather armor and very basic helmets, right the way up to like the great armor that's like steel plated, totally magical looking, and it's going to be really cool to start dressing up these Bezogis. And I think this is something that is sorely missing from the game at the moment, because the characters themselves are reasonably simple in aesthetics, right? They're reasonably basic. But what makes them really cool is the weapons and the items that they're wielding, especially the armor. So once you begin to have all this really cool magical armor covering up the Bezogis, I think will completely change the feel and look of the game. It'll give it a much more magical feeling, especially with the completely reworked neutral zone that no one has really seen yet. I think Shahid is maybe going to tease some footage within this AMA on YouTube. But yeah, there's a lot going on. We've basically completely reworked the neutral zone to make it look a lot more magical, and it looks, honestly, I couldn't believe how much better it looks. It looks like 10 times better. The neutral zone, it's unbelievable. So
I really want people to see the neutral zone. It is a significant upgrade.
It's a lot better, yeah. So I think, and especially now that we have the grouped enemies, the enemies are going to have a lot of armor, weapons. There'll be a lot of things going on. And then when the quest system comes in very soon, I think there's a lot happening in the next week or two, certainly in the next month, that will begin to slowly leak out, or will quickly leak out, I guess. And then also we have new members of the team. I don't know if we mentioned that. I wasn't on at the start, but we have another developer starting tomorrow, a server like for backend and also for front end Unity developer. We have animator starting on Wednesday. The team is growing even more. We're actually at the point that we only have 3 desks left in the office now. So we went from moving into this office, I think a couple of months ago, with using up only about 8 to 10 desks, I think we used. And now we've ramped it up to about 25, almost 30. So the team is growing very fast in China. I think you can see we shared the images during the week. Nick shared them on LinkedIn. So there's a lot going on. And the progress on the development and the 3D and 2D and artwork side of things is phenomenal. I do feel like we've not shared enough. So we've been working so hard on development that we've kind of forgot about content. I wouldn't say forgot about, but we've neglected the content. And so we're now sort of in the stage that I think Shahid mentioned, we're trying to bring some more people on the marketing side. Because now we're getting close to the game launch, it's time to actually really ramp up the content and the marketing side. And we've basically now fulfilled the entire development team. We're confident that we can develop the game that we want to with the team that we have now, and on schedule. Now is a case of we're now going to start growing the marketing team.
We basically scale up our operations in all areas. So even looking at how we create content. So we're looking at efficiencies in terms of what we can do with Benji. Because like, for example, we've got so many weapons we want to share. If we had to manually create a short snippet video, even in Adobe Rush, for example, it still takes a half an hour, even 30 minutes at the quickest. Once you load all the files, save it, get your final render, get it uploaded. We want to look at ways that we can really scale up a lot of the in-game content that's being created. So we're looking at technical solutions with Benji to help speed up that video production and like I say, get faster content out there to you.
Either way, the content team, I think this is the area that we're lacking most as a team, and we will. I think it's big. People are beginning to notice it. At least we're certainly feeling it quite hard right now, and so the next stage is to really step up the marketing team and grow that and put something together, probably between Dubai and the UK, so that we can get a lot more content created for you guys. So. We do apologize that we've been a little bit behind on content, but it's certainly something that we're focusing on now. And in terms of growing the content team, we'll be looking for people to social media managers, content creators, video editors, graphic designers. All of these positions will be available. And I think if there are people within the community that want to, be part of the team as well, please do get in touch with Shahid. Or Carrie for the community perspective, and if there's people that want to contribute, we're also open to that. So, yeah, I think that.
Your voice has been heard, everyone. So don't bash me too hard when I come in the community spaces, man. I'm just trying to come hang out with you guys, talk life. But as you know, and as you can notice that, yes, we are definitely trying to make improvements to also satisfy you guys, keep the content out there, keep things running. Moving on. Yeah, Mike, I know. You know what I'm talking about, Mike. So moving on, I think we'll move to Carrie. There was some more things we wanted to discuss in this AMA, but I think we'll move it to the next AMA, where we'll be discussing more of the in-game mechanisms, the staking, the rentals, and also the much-awaited blocks. But we'll leave that for next week's AMA, and I think we'll move on to Carrie now. Carrie, community updates, questions from the community.
Carrie's streaming at the same time, so we might have to give it just a moment.
Okay.
What's up, guys? Can you hear me okay?
All good, Carrie.
Yep, we can, yes.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, Carrie. I think you can't hear us though for some reason.
No, yeah, and there's a bit of a delay and a lag, so I'll try to make it quick. So one thing I wanted to make sure the community has a heads up on is there's a new, I guess, hack, and it's on the iCloud server. So please do not save your seed phrases to the iCloud. Write them down on a pen and paper only. You can go into your settings in the iCloud and adjust that. I've got it pinned in Telegram. I can also pin the message in Discord.
Okay, great. You've muted yourself, Carrie. Was that all you had to say? Or was there more?
No, I was waiting because I had to move rooms because I'm hearing the delay and it's a big mess with the stream. But so you've answered one of the questions already regarding the player details that I had. And also with the community missing you guys, that was a big topic. Everyone misses y'all. So glad to hear you're going to be, Zach, we need you back in spaces. And I'm looking forward to the doxing session. That should be fun.
Oh, that will be fun. I can show everyone my nice setup. I've got a nice camera and lighting. I've got a nice background and everything. I can probably show it all off. Some people or some lucky individuals within the community and the team have seen it. But I spent a lot of money and time on making a nice scene for my background. So now that I'm finally doxed, I can show everyone.
You got some nice ornaments there. Nice ornaments in the background.
I do have some nice ornaments. Maybe I can show some people next week on the stream.
All right. Well, I'm gonna since you guys have already touched on the majority of my questions, I just want to talk about the NFG tournament for this past week. I want to thank the entire community that participated in that. It was a lot of fun. We did have 3 guys, Mike James, Adrian, and Mr. Krog, that moved on to the second rounds. And it really was great interacting. There were a total of 11 different projects involved in this. And so it was great. It was all planned. It was something that happened last minute. And the whole thing was put together in just about a week's time. So the scale of it was actually quite surprising how well it came together, considering the short amount of time these guys had to plan it, and each community had to host their own qualifying rounds, or however. I know some communities picked their players in different ways, but we chose to host our own qualifying rounds and get our top 10 players and then have a few alternates as backup. But it was fun. And these other communities, they got to hear a little bit about Bezoge too with the Twitter space. And then they're going to be hosting a follow-up Twitter space. So I encourage everyone to follow keep tabs on the NFG Twitter account too, because when they host that space for the community, all projects to come together, I'll be on it, and it'd be great to have support from our community. And I know so many of you guys have your profile picture as a Bezoge, so I would like to see a lot of Bezoge showing up in that Twitter space. But again, thanks everyone to their participation. I'm also looking at maybe doing some small little tournaments within our own community for merchandise giveaways. So you got to be in Discord for that. So if you're not in Discord, join Discord. It's so much easier to deal with the gaming side of everything and coordinating people. So I believe that's it for me today. I'm going to get back to my streaming if you want to bring up questions.
Okay. I think one thing before we also continue, I think Shahid is a very happy man recently. Is something that maybe we should also mention is that he's finally been given a substantial marketing budget for the next 3 months, or at least for the next quarter.
Yes.
I think it's worth noting that he's finally ready to unleash his real power let's just say at least a few $100,000 of marketing budget. I think he's a very happy man. So,
well, not only that, I've got somewhere to send them to. I've got an amazing piece of work on Bezoge.com. It's an amazing site. I mean, what we have in the making is welcoming. It's important to know when we spend on marketing, we want to convert those players and visitors, whether it's conversion in engagement in content or getting them to sign up for the alpha. So yeah, it's really nice when you have a healthy budget. You can spend obviously in all the right channels where we completely know where we need to target. And we've got an amazing site to give ourselves an amazing chance to get a pretty significant conversion rate. So I'm very, very happy. And I'm happy to get some help in the team. This makes me even more happier.
It does. And also, there's a lot of updates that will be coming soon with regards to how the renting will work. I think a lot of people want to know about that. I'm not going to give away too much, but we've been working a lot on that the last few days. I myself have been doing a lot of brainstorming with the team, me and Benji and all of the development team in China. We've been brainstorming a lot of these concepts and ironing out the final design on how these things are going to work. And it's the new way that the rental is going to work. It's not a huge difference. It's not a huge difference, but actually it is a pretty huge difference. It's a small difference from a technical perspective, but it's a huge difference, I think, for the owners of Bezogi's.
Well, I think I would also add that, I mean, it goes hand in hand with the fact that we're the first crypto game for non-crypto people. And the mechanics that we're going to share with everyone, it's phenomenal. It's I can't believe it.
We're keeping that for next week, right? Because yes. I wanted to also discuss a little bit about the tokenomics of the blocks. Maybe we're going to expand on the staking a bit and give an overview on the rental mechanism.
Yeah, I think this week, me and Zach's task specifically is a lot of work on the white paper, ironing out all of these mechanics within the game and making sure we have some clear documentation that we can share to the community so everyone can begin to understand. Because we literally have, Ben, I don't know how many pages that document is about the game.
38.
I know Ben has some document, Google Doc about the game. I think it is about 20 pages or something, just explaining every little feature within the game so that when we develop it, we have some documentation internally. And it's not the white paper. I'm talking about just the game documentation that we have.
And
but we have some internal game documentation for all the developers that me and Benji have put a lot of work into over the last month or so, and mainly because we have such a large team now. It's not something that we can just communicate things basically to everyone. We have to have this full documentation for everyone to read and refer to as they're developing things. So there's a lot of documentation on how every single function of the game works, and there's going to now be a lot more documentation on how every single aspect of the game on-chain, the on-chain side of the game, also works. And I know a lot of you want to understand that. I know for specifically Bobby is probably going to be very interested in how that rental works. Well, let's just say we've designed something that will be extremely beneficial for people that own Bezogis and make the rental process as simple as possible. Because again, I know a lot of people are worried about when the rental comes out, how will they manage it? Will it be difficult? Are they going to have to, put every single Bezogi up for rent? Are they going to have to manage it and make sure they know make sure that everyone is actually being rented out and all these sort of worries? There's been a lot of questions around that. What happens when you have your Bezoge up for rent and someone uses it but doesn't earn anything. How can we combat that? We have basically a solution to this problem that we believe is the simplest. It's quite an elegant solution in my mind anyway, and the people that know about it have had pretty good feedback about it. So we'll release that most likely within the next week or two, once we've written out the full white paper.